So here we have it. It is the Badische clock again. I must say that in the exact same way every time. I don't know why. Yeah, this is the striking alarm clock I've been working on. It's a bit cold today, and I think it's working all right enough now. Timekeeping is okay. It could speed up a bit. So I've moved the regulator to the side. I don't think I'm going to mess with it again though. I think it's good as it is, and what I'm going to do is now the striking is working perfectly fine. It's around, I think it runs for like 2 days. But what I'm going to do is just yeah, put it to the 11 just to prove that it's kept its order. If it doesn't strike 11 right now, then I'll need to open it up again. But hopefully it does. And there's no bell on it, so you probably won't be able to hear it. But hopefully in this episode, I will find a good reason to assemble it fully and finish the project, so I can get this off the desk and on the shelf. And now I've got some space to do the other stuff. Yeah, that was 11. That's good. Okay. Well, that's good then. So we know that's all synchronized. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to do the thing, and we're going to assemble it completely. Put the glass in, finally. Stuff like that, you know. There we go. So the alarm hand needs to go on as well. If I get this again, and the alarm thing, which is there. If I find the point where it clicks, then that's 11 o'clock. Or rather, let's make it yeah, let's make it like 2:30 or something, so the hands aren't covering up the dial. It is a bit of a pain having to wait for this thing to strike. I don't know if I'm going to use this as a proper clock at any point, but it's a cool novelty thing, I think, to have. I'm not going to use it as a bedside alarm because it'll just be striking all the time. You can't turn the striking off. So it's got limited uses. So that was 1:30. If I turn the alarm dial now, till it goes click, we should have it. In fact, we can see the finger through the top of the clock. Well, I can anyway, the lighting's not amazing, but if I get it to the point where it gets in the gap, then I know it's exactly the alarm time. There we go, that is probably that then. Now this alarm hand, I don't think I'll really want to have to remove it again. So that goes on there at the same time as the hour hand. I might be able to just get away with pressing it with my finger, to be honest. So that's on there. Let's try it again. So if we set the thing to 2. Oh, I went past it, that's why. Set it to 2. Like that. Oh, I've gone past it again. I want to make it exactly 2 o'clock. Like that, that'll do. Hopefully it'll click at 2. Yeah, there we go. That's good enough for me, because the hand is in fact a little bit past 2 anyway. Might bend the tail up a little bit because it's done scrape on the dial. There we go. The hands pass over each other, right? Oh, I've gone past the clicking point now. Luckily we have this thing on the back. I think it's running out of clock power, to be honest. Yeah, that looks alright to me. So let's put the rest of this stuff back on. We have this spacer ring and the glass. So I'll wipe quickly off camera on both sides. Okay, that looks okay. Hang on, there's some dust stuck to it. Give me a second. Alright, well here's the domed glass. I don't think it's original, but yeah, it doesn't quite fit. I think it would have originally been a piece of flat glass. If I find one the right size, I'll probably put it in. To be honest, it's probably the same size as a Westclox Big Ben. But I think I'll leave this one in here. Because that's what it came with. Maybe it is original, maybe it's not. I don't think it is, but I'm kind of used to it with the dome glass, and I have Big Bens with the correct glass, and I don't want to mix it up. So, oops, I'll just stay with it. Right. Trying to stop it from tipping to one side too much. So this goes on the front. I'll try and make the alarm silent little bit of paper thing line up as well. I believe they go that way up. Oops, that's not good. Metal's cut through the thing. It's just a pain, this thing, isn't it? Oops. Trying to get this thing in without making the paper fold up. Oh, there we go. Just as I said, it was difficult. It happens. Okay, that's lining up fine then. This is actually lined up pretty good. So if I yeah, that's on the outside. That's fine. Press this in here so it's even all the way around. Then tighten up the legs, and then the top bow, I think it's called, bow, I'm not sure. That seems alright. The glass is a bit loose, but I think that's just the fact it's the wrong glass. It's not going to fall out, because it's bigger than the bezel. Actually this is fitting better than it was when I first got it. Maybe it is original after all. But it's quite a good looking thing actually. Shame it's not shiny anymore. I think it would have been like a nickel plated shiny finish on it originally. So I think the last thing to do is just put the bell on the back. I believe the hammers are put on right. Oops. ticking really loud now. I think I don't know if the bell amplifies it or something. You'd think an extra layer of metal on the outside wouldn't, but I suppose it is kind of resonating. I mean, a clock movement does tick louder when it's in a metal case. For example, an alarm clock movement, a Westclock's one, for example, or a Smith's one. When you take the movement out, it's not that loud, but when it's in the case, the metal, it's kind of like a big drum, I suppose. So these are always surprisingly loud. I mean, this is probably too loud for me. I don't think I can sleep with it. I can just about manage a Smith's alarm if there's no other noises going on. But if there's two clocks running, or, you know, if there's any kind of... Because when you got two clocks, they kind of like clash with each other, you know what I mean? And then it becomes chaos. So this should be right there. That should be on there. Like that. This should go on here. Like that. This should go on there. I wound it up again this morning, so it probably won't need to wind up again. If it actually goes on there. There we go. And these, that's the alarm. This needs a wind up. So put it to silent. I'm going to wind it up. I love the sound of a winding up from the very start when there's no power in it. It feels like, oh yeah, this clock's run down. It's working. It's had a chance to work. I imagine the alarm will be quite loud with this big bell on the back. Not dissimilar to Westclock's Big Ben. And this is the striking. Quite a long spring. Right, there we go. So let's hear it. I imagine it'll... hopefully the hammers are straightened out right. Okay, that's good. That's half past. Let's do 4 o'clock. And then we'll test the alarm. Okay, and the alarm, if we set the alarm to 4:30, oh no, let's set it to there, because then it's halfway between the striking, so we'll carry on a bit. So let's set the alarm to on. It's slightly misaligned, but I don't want to have to, no, I'm not going to mess with that and make it worse again. Every time I try and make something slightly off, that's slightly better, I end up making it worse, so I've learned my lesson now. Even though it's irritating. So that's past now. We should have the alarm ring. Brace yourself, it's probably extremely loud. So I've got my finger ready. Okay, that's interesting. We got it's not supposed to do that, I don't think. It sort of goes between loud and soft, so I think that probably means the alarm escape wheel pivot is slightly bent. To be honest, I think it actually has a better effect because it's more, you know, like a siren kind of thing. I'll do it again for another couple of seconds. But as you can see, it's still quite loud. Or rather here. I mean, you can hear it, I suppose. But the clock runs fine. It might need a bit more regulating. But it's also kind of lopsided on the back. That means the top one, it's alright, I'll adjust that in a second. The regulator is almost all the way to fast. I presume it probably does run a bit fast now, because earlier it was in the middle. I just moved it there so I can sort of work out a middle position. But I'm happy to leave it there for the videos, because the regulation's a simple procedure, and I'm pretty sure there is a point in between those lines where it will be perfect. So if I just unscrew this slightly, and then we can line it up inside the case better so it's not so lopsided. like that. And unfortunately this is even more out of line, so if I unscrew it, I will... It's just a pain, isn't it? Oh, nearly there. It's kind of working. It's just a bit of paper with some celluloid on it, or some kind of plastic. Okay, that'll have to do. It's pretty lined up now, kind of. It's not perfect, but to be honest, I'm okay with that. So that's been this. Thanks for watching. Episode 339, I believe this is. I don't know if I said it already, I meant to in the start, but I might have forgotten. But this has been the Badische Uran Fabric striking alarm. I've never seen another one like it, I'm not sure if I ever will. If you have any information about this thing, then please leave a comment. I'm still not entirely sure it is made by Badische Uran Fabric. That's just my research on the movement design. Purely by finding another one with the same movement in it, but that was a carriage clock kind of thing, and it didn't have an alarm on it, but the plate design was basically the same. It could have come out the same factory. An interesting thing to note when you're examining movement plate designs: if movement plates have a similar design but it's not exactly the same, the chances are it's by a completely different company, because a lot of the companies have the same kind of layout in their designs, and yeah, you can kind of tell when things are made by the same company, because there are things that are identical, like certain holes in certain places. Stuff. You can tell there is literally no difference sometimes. Maybe there'll be an extra hole drilled somewhere, but you can tell they came out the same machine. I might do a thing on that, but it's it's not hard to figure out, to be honest. But yeah, thanks for watching, and yeah, that's it really.